been logged out of this session. Let me just log in. Yeah, I have successfully logged in.
Okay.
But after logging in, what you need to do is you need to go to the machines part, or sorry, the
Mhm.
access part. For the first time when you are going to do, you need to download your VPN keys. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Or as other students have not joined yet, but we have got a new student here. And
All right.
hi Janmay Jan, how are you?
Sir, fine. I am.
Okay, so you are here for the penetration testing course.
Yes, for LPT, like,
Right, right. Okay. So can you introduce yourself? A brief.
I, yes, myself, Janmay Sharma. I'm studying class 12, 12th commerce, and I had completed my CEH and ECSA, and I am currently working in Buckcraft as a bug bounty hunter.
Okay. Okay, great. So what we are going to do here is we are going to practice our penetration testing skills on Hack the Box. Okay. So I expect you to take a subscription or take a VIP subscription of Hack the Box so that you can follow along. Okay. Okay, Janmay.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
yes.
So just sign up on this platform. The platform is in front of you. That is
Yes.
hackthebox.eu. Just sign up there, create an account, and get a VIP subscription. The VIP subscription is going to cost you around about 900 rupees to 1000 rupees per month. Okay.
Okay.
So you can just take a subscription for 1 month.
Mm.
Okay. So that you can practice along with the course, go along with the sessions.
Uh, Sir, this particular course also will help us to in our OSCP journey, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what I told you in yesterday's session, right? That we are going to take those machines which are recommended for OSCP preparation,
Okay.
right? That's a penetration testing certification. LPT is also penetration testing certification. Both of them are practical black box penetration testing certification, and we are going to practice the black box penetration testing here.
All right.
Okay. So once going to the after going to the access tab, just go here to your HTB lab access details. Click on download connection pack. Click on here. Let me just mark it as well. Just click on here. Okay. As soon as you are going to click on there, your VPN keys are going to be downloaded. Okay. I already have downloaded them, so I'm not going to download it again. Once you have downloaded it, you need to establish your VPN connection. Okay. Just do sudo open VPN followed by your VPN file name,
Okay.
whatever is your file. Wherever your file is, you need to first of all change your directory to there. Okay, I have my file here, so I'm doing it here. Just press enter, let it run. Let's wait for the connection established. Line.
So your voice is breaking sometimes.
My voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Maybe there is some issue with the internet. Let me try to switch my network. Just give me a
Okay.
minute.
Okay.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. Yeah, I believe there is some issue with my internet because this VPN is also not being able to make a connect. Yeah. So VPN connection is ready. It says initialization sequence completed. Okay. So what I can do is I can just open a new tab here. I can just do sudo ifconfig and I can check if there's a new interface available here. and you can see here that a new
10.
interface is available here, right? 10.0, and my IP address is 10.10.14.5. Okay, this is my VPN interface.
Hi Rishabh, Maha here. Sorry,
Hi Mahalakshmi, how are you?
yeah, good, thank you. Just finished my official class. So, what we are doing now?
I'm just telling you, briefing like how to set up a VPN connection. Okay. So what we did was we just logged in here. I hope you guys have already signed up here. Okay. So it's okay if you have not signed up. Okay. Just take today's time as well. Sign up. Okay. Create your account, take a VIP pack, VIP subscription. Once you log in, you need to go to the access tab that is here
Okay.
on it.
The black and phone.
And after clicking on there, you need to search for this HTB lab access details and click on this connection download pack. Once you're going to click on it, your VPN keys are going to be downloaded. Okay. Just click on save file. This is your OVPN file. Okay. And let it download. I have already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again. Okay. So let me show you. I have this file here. You can see here is my file. Okay. So what I did was I simply ran this command sudo open VPN space your VPN file name azol.ovpn. Okay, that's my file name. You will be having some other file name, whatever username you select. Okay, and press enter so that a VPN connection can be established between your machine and the Hack the Box servers. Okay, just wait for the initialization sequence completed here in the output. Once it is done, you can just confirm it by going to this tab, doing an if config and see if new interface appears here. It should not be present ideally in your network. It is only going to appear when VPN connection is going to be made.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now for the first session, we are going to start with the very basic stuff, very easy peasy stuff. Okay. Very easy and basic stuff. We are going to look into the automated exploitation. We are going to look into the Nmap, how we can do vulnerability scan using Nmap, how to identify known vulnerabilities, and how to how to exploit them using the automated methods. Okay. So let's go to machines, click on all. And here for the first session, HTTP machines. We are going to start with the blue. Okay, this is going to be our today's target. So just search for blue here, Control F, BLUE. Here it is. Just click on play. So that this machine is assigned to you. You need to click on play before attacking any machine. Okay, and you can attack only one machine at a time. So the machine is deployed to the web. Let's click on reset so that we can start with a fresh start. Okay, we can reset the machine. Get the target IP address from here, or I can either click on it as well. Okay, so the target IP is 10, 10, 10, 40. Okay. There was a student that joined, but he has left the meeting. Just give me a minute, guys, so that I can confirm with this guy. Yeah, guys, sorry for the interruptions. So let's continue. We have got the target IP address. Let's try to ping this IP address. Let's do ping followed by the target IP address and press enter. And let's see if we are able to ping this IP address or not, ping this machine or not. Okay. Just doing a basic connectivity check, nothing else. Destination host unreachable, unreachable, unreachable. Yeah, so now we are able to communicate with that machine. I can see ICMP replies. Okay. So see, we are going to do probably 12 machines, so we need to be organized as well, as there is going to be a lot of notes taking and a lot of report writing as well, a lot of Nmap scans, outputs. So what I'm going to do is I have created this directory. You can create your directory as per your convenience. And further, I have created a directory in there. Okay. So the way I am organizing my notes is, it's like HTB at the box. This is a directory. Inside this directory, create a directory named blue and save everything in here. We are going to do a different machine, then just create a directory here. Let's say name it lame or say Arctic. So we'll be creating different directories for different machines and saving everything in their corresponding paths. So I have already created the directory. Let's do cd blue pwd. I am in this directory. Okay. Let's start with the basic. The first thing that we are going to do while approaching the target is Nmap scan. Okay. Let's do Nmap followed by your target IP address. Very basic Nmap scan. But this is not at all the end. This is just the beginning. So my question here, how many ports Nmap is going to scan this way through this?
1024.
Only
1000.
1,000
Common
ports.
1000.
Yeah,
1000 ports.
only common 1,000 ports. Okay. But during our penetration test, we want to scan all the ports, right? We do not want to miss on anything. So that's why what we are going to do is we are going to run a full port scan as well. Let's do nmap -p -n-vvv target IP address for scanning the all 65,535 ports. Okay.
Sir, one doubt.
Yeah.
Minus N and minus VVV. Can you just tell me what is that?
Elaborate on it, right? So,
Yeah.
okay. I'm not, yeah, now it's fine. So -p is for all ports.
All ports, yes.
-n is for do not resolve for DNS. Okay. That this is an IP address, do not resolve for its host name. Do not resolve for DNS.
Okay.
And -vvv is for verbosity. What we can do is, if such kind of doubts arises, what you can do is you can simply open nmap -h and it is going
Help manual. Okay, fine.
let's see, -p for ports, -n, never do DNS resolution. Okay. -v for V, what do we have? Yeah, increase verbosity level.
Okay.
Use -vv or more for greater effect. So I use triple verbosity, 3 times verbosity. Just show me the more than normal output. Okay. So basically, see, let me tell you, when you are doing a normal nmap scan, you do not you are not shown the output along the nmap scan. Okay. You are only going to be shown this output once the nmap scan is completed. Once the nmap scan is finished, then only an output is going to be shown to you, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
You can see here, no output. It's only running. But here you can see that the scan is not finished. It is only 6% completed, but I am being mentioned that, okay, these ports are open. That is the result of verbosity.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I can see very famous ports here. So who is going to tell me the underlying protocols for these well-known ports?
(135) related to messenger.
Related to
Messenger service.
messenger service, okay. And 139.445.
Net BIOS 139.
Okay. All of these 3 ports are your SMB ports. Okay. MSRPC SMB NBT NetBIOS 139 SMB and 445 is your SMB server message block. Okay, and these are SMB is a proprietary protocol for Windows operating system, which is going to be available in 99% of the times when you are targeting a Windows operating system. It is going to be there until and unless someone has explicitly closed them. Okay, so one thing is revealed. I can derive a deduction here that okay, maybe I'm doing a maybe I'm targeting a Windows machine. Okay, but I'm not sure yet. So for doing it, for making sure of it, I'm going to run very specific port scan. I'm running an operating system detection scan hyphen capital O hyphen smallest capital CV for running default scripts and version detection scan. Yeah, that's all. Let's run it. Let's do sudo. So what I did here is I did sudo bang bang. Okay, this is your sudo bang bang command. So basically what sudo bang bang is going to do is it is going to run your previously ran command, last ran command with the sudo permissions, sudo rights. You can see here. Right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Let's allow this scan to finish. Scan is 33% completed. Okay. So what does scan says? So it is telling me that this target system is probably Windows 7. Right? That's one thing. And from the OS detection scan, I can see some output here. It is suggesting me it is some sort of Windows operating system. Okay. Okay. So not a lot of information, but the important information here is this one. The target OS is Windows, and I believe that's all. And these ports are open. Okay. So now what I'm going to tell you now is how you can perform vulnerability scanning using SMB, sorry, using Nmap. Okay. As of now, up till this day, you guys must have been using Nmap for port scanning, right?
Yes.
But today we are going to see how to run a vulnerability scan. So let's run the previously run command along hyphen hyphen script. Let's remove the OS detection and all of these flags. I want to run a vulnerability scan against the target. So let me elaborate on this thing. Uh, this is some new flag, something new to you.
This is Nmap script scan, right?
Yeah, this is Nmap script scan.
Okay.
So hyphen script is used for running script scan. And after the script, I'm telling him that what kind of scripts I want to run. So I want to run vulnerability VULN scripts. VULN is a category of scripts that are basically used for VA. Okay, vulnerability analysis, vulnerability assessment, finding vulnerabilities. That is what this Nmap is going to do. It is going to scan these ports and it is going to run its
4915 is
vulnerabilities.
that also?
Sorry.
No, the port number 49152 to 49157. So that also port number. Huh?
Yeah, there are also port number, but I have given a range of port numbers there. Like 49152, 49153, 49154, so on till 49157. Okay, so that is just a way of giving a range of ports in the Nmap. Yeah. If something is not clear in between, guys, so you can just interrupt me right there and then only, and you can ask me. Feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Okay. Because maybe there are going to be certain things which I do not feel like, or which I do not think that I'm going to explain, but I assume that okay, you know this stuff, but maybe you do not know that stuff, so you can ask me. Okay. Okay. So our vulnerability scan is over now, and we are going to look into the output. What do we have here? Host script results. These are the output. Let's try to derive sense out of it. And it says false, anti-status code not found. These are different vulnerabilities which are not found. Okay. Now there comes your MS17010. It's
What is that? MS10 to 054 call.
okay. These are your nothing but your Microsoft numbers. Let me just show you.
These are the patch numbers, right?
Patch numbers.
These are not patch numbers. Patch numbers are something like KRB, something starting from KRB.
Okay.
KRB, hot fixes, fixes that are patches. Okay. Uh, but this MS, let's say MS17010, these are the numbers. You can say these are the, okay, I would not be able to resolve Microsoft.com. Let me
This
try
is
to use.
exploit code or something?
No, these are just like your CV numbers.
Ah, okay, okay.
You know the CV numbers, right?
Yeah.
Common vulnerability exposure. Like when a vulnerability is found, there's a CV number that is assigned to it, so that in future times we can refer to those exploits, we can refer to those vulnerabilities with a number.
Okay.
Similarly, whatever vulnerabilities are there, Microsoft assigns a number to it. There is going to be a CV number along with a MS something number. MS17 tells me that okay, it's a vulnerability which was found in 2017. Okay, and it was the 10th vulnerability, 010. It was the 10th vulnerability found in 2017 in the Microsoft product, Microsoft Windows.
Okay.
Okay, so MS17010 is a very well-known vulnerability that is also known as Eternal Blue. Have you guys heard about it?
No.
Okay, very bad, very sad. So now, homework. I'll give you this thing homework.
Eternal
Okay.
MS 17.
What is Eternal Blue? It's something which gained a lot of media attention. Okay, so just study, let me just type this thing in the chat. The homework is okay. So I have given you a bunch of questions here in the chat. Okay, very basic stuff. Okay, you can just watch a bunch of YouTube videos for it, or read a bunch of articles, and you'll be done. What is Eternal Blue? Who are shadow brokers? Why are shadow brokers famous for? What is WannaCry ransomware? Which vulnerability was exploited by WannaCry ransomware? Okay, everything is interrelated here. It's a tangled web here. Okay. So now what Nmap is saying is that target is, let me see, target is vulnerable to MS17010. The CV number is this. Okay, and it's a vulnerability, RC vulnerability in SMB version 1 servers. Okay, okay, it's a very well-known vulnerability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see. So first thing is what we did VA. We look for well-known vulnerabilities using Nmap. Now we want to exploit it using Metasploit. So let's see. Let's uh, let's open it. Guys, any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. Right, Mahalakshmi?
Yeah, it is fine.
Oh, sudo msfdb start. Starting my msfdb database. Database already started. Let's write sudo msf console. Loaded. Okay, great. Now, how can we exploit the target machine within 2 minutes? Hmm. Just do search MS17010. Okay, I can just search the vulnerabilities with its MS version, MS number, vulnerability number. So press enter, and I am provided with some output here. Not all of them, but I can see some of them are exploits. Okay, some of them are for Windows 8. There are certain differences here. Okay. So I'll start with the first one. I'll see if this exploit works, then well, nice and tight, good. If it is not going to work, I'm going to move forward. Okay. So let's use this exploit, select it, click on use, paste the exploit. See, the shortcuts that I'm using is for copying, I'm using Control Shift C, and for pasting, I'm using Control Shift V. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let's press enter. Show options. Let's try to configure the exploit. I need to mention the R host. Whatever are the required things I need to mention, I need to mention it here. Yes, 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 and yes. We already have the value here. We already have it here. We have it here. The IP address is not right here. I need to change it, and I need to mention something here. This is empty. So I need to change the L host and the R host value. So let's do this thing. Set R host 10, 10. R host is your remote host. Probably this thing is going to be, this thing would be have been covered in the CES sessions. Okay. What is L host and what is R host? Your local host, remote host. 10, 10, 10, 40. Yeah, 10, 10, 10, 40. And my IP address is,
Remote as targeted. Address.
yeah, remote host is the target IP. Yeah. Set R port, sorry, not R port, it is L host. So now we have successfully made the changes. Let me remove these annotations. Let's show options now. Right, guys, so changes has been made. Let's exploit the target. Let's type run. Okay, so what do we have here? We have MetaPrater session one opened, and we have a reverse shell here. We have a connection here. Who am I? Who am I is not a MetaPrater valid command. Let's just type get UID, and I am NT authority system. So I am the highest most user by default. So I do not need to escalate my privileges here. I exploited the machine right away. I am the highest available user. So I can just type pwd cd slash, oops, cd dot slash ls cd users. Let's go to desktop. And I can see the user flag. Just do cat, just copy this flag. Yeah, this is the flag, just copy it. Go here, go to blue, click on this flag icon and submit your flag and give the difficulty level that you felt like how difficult it was for you to compromise this machine. It can be as per your experience. Just assign the difficulty, 1 being the easy, 10 being the difficult, and click on submit flag. And similarly, you can do desktop, cd, desktop, cat, root.txt, and I can just copy it and paste it here. So yeah, that was your first machine, guys. Okay, and that's how we started. It's very easy one, nothing fancy. What I wanted to do was I wanted to introduce you with the Nmap vulnerability scanning feature. That's one thing. And the discovery of well-known vulnerabilities and exploitation of well-known vulnerabilities using Metasploit framework. Easy peasy stuff. Okay. Very
Okay.
easy peasy stuff. Any doubts so far? You can ask me now. This is the time.
Recording, are you taking recording the session, Rishit?
Yes, we are recording the session from the beginning, from
Oh,
the moment, even before you joined.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there are going to be a lot of machines that we guys are going to face ahead. Okay. In the initial machines, in the initial sessions, I'm going to talk about Metasploit, but later on we are not going to do this Metasploit
S-
automated exploit.
Sir, Recon NG is part of this course or no?
No, no, Recon NG is not used here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay. Now I have provided you guys with the homework, right? That's one thing. Along with that, there's one more homework. The target is today we do blue. Today we did 10, 10, 10, 40. The homework is do not do not watch walkthroughs, do not watch write-ups. Okay. Just try to do it by yourself. The target is going to be this. Just follow these steps, whatever I have done in the Nmap and whatever I have done in the blue, same steps are going to be followed. Just the vulnerability is going to change. The vulnerability number is going to change. And according to that, you need to search for it in the Metasploit, use it, configure it, run it, and get a shell back. Okay.
Okay.
So this is going to be your homework. I have already given you the homework, right? If you guys are able to do it, well, nice and tight, good. Okay. If you guys are not able to do it, then I'm going to do it in the next session. Okay. Don't worry about that. Probably in 10 minutes. It is not going to take me more than 10 minutes. So, yeah. And yeah, that's all. So, once you're done with the machine, okay, what you need to do is you need to stop the machine. Let me stop the shell from here. Exit. And Just stop the machine. Machine is terminated, and then only you can deploy another machine. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, guys, that would be all from my side for today's session.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
we will do our homework.
Yeah, and that is very important. Okay, that is very
Okay.
important. Self-studying is very important.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, have a great day ahead. Take care, and we'll meet tomorrow then.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Most welcome, guys, for joining in.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. I'm closing it.